Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I am going to have a pretty insane game as the Druid. I'm going to kill two bosses, the werewolf person and like the cowbird dude, and then I'm also going to get 2 kills, and I'm going to escape with all of the loot from all of those things. So I'm actually not going to escape with like really mega ultra valuable stuff or anything like that, but it's definitely the best raid I've had so far. I don't actually know if they're called raids, but I'm probably going to keep calling them raids. So at the start of this match, not a whole lot happens. I spawn in this place, and then I'm gonna make my way through some enemies, so this is obviously sped up here just for a little bit. And around this point, I do start hearing enemies. I try throw a torch, which is a really bad throw because I thought I heard a bat somewhere, but I don't know where the bat is, so I don't know what's making the noise. I'm trying to look through that door because I think I can hear someone through there, but I know I can also hear someone kind of up the stairways and through that door. So I can hear 2 different people, and I'm not really too sure which one I want to fight. I go up the stairs because I thought there wouldn't be enemies up here, but there are 2 little, like, flying book things that end up dealing a little bit of damage to me, so I think I do end up drinking a healing potion there because I do have another one along with 3 bandages, so I'm not super worrying about my health. And as you can see, I've slowed down the clip again here to normal speed, and basically, I'm going to hear someone across the way here, so I'm just going to make my way to them. I've slowed the clip down so you can hear what I'm hearing. I look down here, and then I see the person, like, right by that gateway, and so I start using my staff to deal a little bit of damage to them. I do try and follow down, and then I'm like, oh my god, that's a werewolf. So I'm not really, I haven't really fought any of the bosses on my own before. I've done it as a duos, but I don't think I've ever killed a boss as a solo before, so I'm not super confident in fighting the wolf in general, let alone as a druid, because again, this is one of my first games as the druid, and I'm not super, you know, familiar with any of their abilities. I know what they do, but I'm not super familiar with comboing them and all that stuff. So at this point, I just run away, because I don't really want to get caught in between lots of different enemies, and then the wolf comes as well. I don't think that would be good. So I just run away. I have a little bit of trouble on this jump getting past this ent, but I do end up getting past. Now, I think I'm actually going to mess up a jump a couple of times here. You know what? I'm going to speed up the clip again. So I'm just going to have a little bit of trouble trying to, like, get up this bit, which I thought I could get up, but you seemingly can't. And then I pray at this thing. I don't super know what it does, but I don't think they give you any debuffs. As far as I'm aware, they just give you buffs. So I thought I might as well pray at it, even though I'm not sure what it does. If anyone knows what they do or how to kind of tell them apart, or if anyone also knows if any of them give debuffs, do let me know. So again, slowing the clip down back to normal speed here, and I'm fighting one of these ghost people, headless ghost people. I don't really like these enemies. They don't normally hit me that much, but I just don't really like them. Sometimes they're really awkward to fight because sometimes you just won't see them that much. So I'm trying to eliminate this person, and then I hear that guy down there, and I thought that that was a player. I'm still not really sure if that's a player or not, even watching this clip back. Because in a second what's going to happen is once I finish off this enemy and bandage up so I'm full on HP before I enter this fight, which I think is against another real player, right? I go down here and I look down and I don't see anyone. So I don't know where this player vanished off to. I don't think they would have had enough time to go up and left and kind of up that stairway type thing. But I go along here looking for them. I then see this person. I instinctively shoot straight away. And then I'm like, oh, that's a gargoyle, not a gargoyle, that's the halberd person. So I realize I've kind of messed up, and then I'm just like, wait, you know what? Why didn't I try and fight it? Why not? Why don't I have a go at this? I might as well try it at some point. So the way I'm going to eliminate this boss is simply by dealing lots and lots of damage with my staff. And if you don't know how the staff works, it deals lots of little bits of damage, and then at the end of one kind of combo of it, it deals lots of damage. Here I use my E ability, which summons a Trent, which is just like a tree that's gonna slap that guy a lot of times and just deal a lot of damage. The tree does a lot of damage when it slaps them, and I'm just using that to damage this enemy. I'm also using my throwing dagger along with my orb to do some projectile attacks on that. And then again, I'm just going to be charging up my staff and continuously poking this halberd person with them. Fortunately, they didn't follow me up, and I do just kill them straight away. But even if they did follow me up, it wouldn't have been a huge issue. I would have just like slowly backed away and then used my tree and then slowly backed away and then used my, I don't know, staff again. And I just would have kept doing that until it died. But the AI for the bosses really isn't that fantastic, so you can also just cheese them, or like kind of get easy picks off of them, which is what I did there. So I got kind of high up, and then I just shot at them from afar with my staff. If you're not playing Druid, you can probably use a crossbow if you have enough bolts, or if you're the sword master, if you've got enough swords, you can probably do that as well. But I'd say taking out the bosses from afar, especially if you don't really know their moveset and how to evade them and all of that kind of stuff, is definitely going to be easier than going up close. I did have a little bit of trouble killing that dragonfly, but it's all good. And I'm going to kill this one. I'm actually going to fast forward just a little bit here. So I'm just going to keep charging my staff. It's always good to charge your staff and make sure you have a good few charges so you can like take out a whole enemy. But it's always good to just be mindful of how much charge you have so that if you enter a fight unexpectedly or something, you know what you're going in that fight with. So I kill a rat and then this dragonfly. And then in a second, well, I open this chest and probably take the stuff out of it. And then in a second, I'm going to hear something up here. I'm going to think it's just an enemy or something. And then I'm like, oh wait, this could be a player. And then I see them right there, and I'm like, oh my god, I can hit them with a little bit of my staff. So that's what I do, I'm just charging them with my staff, and then this person tries to use their spinny spin ability, which will damage me a lot, so I just turn into panther form, because that's very, very fast, and just run away. Once they stop spinning, I use my E to jump onto them, which does a lot of damage, and then we basically just have a 1v1 from then on, but the panther does a lot of damage, especially if you start off with that jump attack, because it's already going to mean that the enemy is quite low. So I did some damage with my staff, jumped on them with the panther form, and then just finished them off with some, you know, just normal basic attacks as the panther. But that did a whole lot of damage, and I was able to win that fight without losing much health at all, but I did just heal up there. So I spend a little bit of time kind of organizing my inventory and taking all the goodies from this person's stuff, and then I hear something down below. So I go to have a look. I figure I can probably jump on top of this thing here to give me a clear shot, whatever's happening. And I just see this person here. I don't think they knew I was there. I think they were trying to bait the wolf, which is also there. And then I'm just going to get a kill. So the staff is very, very good, especially if someone is out in the complete open. There's really not going to be a whole lot they can do, especially if you've got like all charges of the staff. They're really not going to be able to do a whole lot against that. Maybe they can block or something, which might reduce the damage, but I don't think they're going to have much of a chance. They were also facing off against the wolf. I don't quite know how they got themselves into that position, but it didn't end up working out for them. And now I'm basically going to kill the wolf the same way I killed the halberd person. I'm just going to stay far away and just beam them with my staff and my dagger. I do, of course, also use the tree, because that just does lots and lots and lots of damage every now and then to the enemy, which is just going to help me out and mean I'm not in this one location for too long. You never want to stay in the same place for that long, and again, always be looking around you and stuff while you're doing that. I probably should have been looking around me more so during that fight, actually. But yeah, so now everyone's dead. And I'm just going to end up looting the wolf and then looting that other person as well. So while that's all happening, I'll quickly explain. Your Q ability as the druid turns you into a panther. When you're in panther form, pressing Q will turn you back into a human, and pressing E will make you like kind of pounce onto enemies and deal a pretty hefty amount of damage in the form of an AoE. When you're in human form, obviously Q turns you into the panther form, and E makes the tree happen. And summoning the tree and basically using all of your abilities uses up the kind of energy that you have. I'm not too sure what it's called, but it's not mana. It's like a different form of energy. The purple stuff to the right of my health bar. So it uses up that whenever you use an ability. And to get that back, you just damage opponents with one of your other abilities and it will just come back. So I summoned the tree, and the tree did damage to the enemies, and I got like the energy back when the tree did damage to the enemies. So that's how you kind of sustain yourself. So it's really not that hard to do. You basically want to use your abilities before you start dishing out loads and loads and loads of damage. And then you're just going to get like all of your energy back. As you can see, I use a lot of energy in that match, but my energy bar is still like completely full. So that's how you're going to want to play the druid. Now at this point, there's only 2 minutes left in the match. So I'm very, very want to get out of here now, especially since I've got some pretty solid stuff. Like, I've got 2 blue things, which is very good for me because I don't normally have anything blue in my inventory. So what I'm doing here is, I've never actually gone here before, but I'm going to this portal that's just always marked on the map, and I just escape via that. I'm not too sure if only one person can use this or something, but I just figured I really needed to skedaddle out of there, so I just went to what was marked on the map, and sure enough, the thing that was marked on the map was a portal, and then I just escaped. So I escaped with all of my goods. So yeah, the Druid is definitely pretty powerful. The Searing Staff can be super annoying. I know the Lightning Staff is pretty solid as well, but I think that's a little bit easier to evade, shall we say. I think the Searing Staff, if you're pretty good, can offer more in kind of more situations. And the dagger isn't bad either. I just kind of put the dagger on because I wasn't really the biggest fan of the mace, but I just kind of like the dagger. So you'll see I didn't go in with like excellent stuff. I think I had like a couple of healing potions and a couple of green things on me when I went into the match, and then I came out with lots of blue stuff basically. So yeah, there you go. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be it for this video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Farewell.